Polar form of a complex number. The rectangular form of a complex number is z is equal to x plus iy. The polar form gives the other magnitude of the complex number. This is also called the trigonometric coordinate. The polar coordinate of a complex number is defined as if r and theta be the polar coordinates of the point P of xy that corresponds to a non-zero complex number z is equal to x plus iy. The polar form or trigonometric form of a complex number P is z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. The polar form of a complex number. The polar coordinate system consists of a fixed point O called the pole and the horizontal line emerging from the pole called the initial line, that is the polar axis. If r is the distance from a pole to a point P and theta is an angle of inclination measured from the initial in the counterclockwise direction on the line OP, then r and theta of the ordered pair r comma theta are called the polar coordinates of P. Thus, we get x value to be r cos theta and y value to be r sin theta. Hence, any complex number z is equal to x plus iy can be written as z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. The principal argument of a complex number. Now the complex number z is equal to x plus iy is rectangular form. Z is equal to x plus iy. Now in otherwise, z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta is polar form. So now, in this polar form, r is equal to the modulus z. R denotes the modulus value of the z and theta denotes the argument of z of the complex number. So this r modulus z is equal to root of x square plus y square and the argument of z theta is equal to tan inverse y by x. So theta value is equal to tan inverse y by x. Therefore in general we denote polar coordinates as P of r comma theta, where r is the modulus and theta is its argument. For the complex conjugate of z, so complex conjugate of z is equal to z bar is the conjugate of z and z bar is given as x minus iy. In polar coordinates of z bar is equal to z bar is r comma minus theta. So z bar we will be writing z bar as z bar is equal to r cos theta minus I sin theta. Now this diagram shows the argument value of theta in 4 quadrants. In the first quadrant, alpha, theta is equal to alpha. That is in the first quadrant, the value of theta is always positive. So, theta is equal to alpha. In the second quadrant, when theta moves to the second quadrant, then our alpha value is nothing but theta is equal to pi minus alpha. In the third quadrant, it is from the x-axis it comes down your value, that is your theta. Therefore, theta is equal to alpha minus pi. In the fourth quadrant, again your alpha is in the fourth quadrant. Therefore, theta is equal to minus alpha. So, in the four quadrants, the value that we get for theta is known as the principal value, that is from minus pi less than or equal to theta less than or equal to pi. Within this limit, it is the principal value of theta. Out of that range, it can take, see, in the fourth quadrant, your theta value within 180 degrees, it is the principal value. If it comes down, then it can go. It can take more than 360 degrees. It can go more than 720 degrees. So, in general, we take theta as, it can go as many times as possible. So, the general value of theta is always, theta is equal to 2n pi plus theta. This is the general value of theta. Principal value of theta lies between minus pi less than or equal to theta less than or equal to pi. The identity e power I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta is known as Euler's identity, is known as Euler's identity. Therefore, our polar coordinates z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta can be written as r into e power I theta. Now let us see few properties of a complex number. Now, if z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, z inverse is equal to 1 by r into cos theta minus I sin theta. Now, z inverse is equal to 1 by z. Now, this is equal to 1 by r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Now, to eradicate this I from the denominator, we'll have to rationalize it. So, multiply by cos theta minus I sin theta and divide by cos theta minus I sin theta. So, this is equal to cos theta minus I sin theta divided by r into cos square theta minus I square sin square theta. So, I square value is minus 1. So, this denominator will become plus. So, this is equal to 1 by r into cos theta minus I sin theta divided by cos square theta plus sin square theta. Cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. Therefore, this is equal to 1 by r into cos theta minus I sin theta. So, Z inverse is equal to cos theta 1 by r into cos theta minus I sin theta. The next property is, if Z1 is equal to r1 into cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 and Z2 is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta 2, cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2, then Z1 Z2 is equal to r1 r2 into cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 plus theta 2. Now we are going to multiply Z1 and Z2. So Z1 into Z2 is equal to r1 cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 into r2 into cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2. Now r1 into r2 is constant. Now we are going to multiply cos theta 1 into cos theta 2. So cos theta 1 into cos theta 2. Now I sin theta 1, I sin theta 2 gives you plus I square sin theta 1 sin theta 2 plus I into sin theta 1 cos theta 2 plus I into sin theta cos theta 1 into sin theta 2. Now this is of the form cos A cos B, I square values minus. So cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, that is equal to cos A plus B. So R1 R2 into cos theta 1 plus theta 2. Now plus I into, if we take I common outside between these two terms, sin A cos B plus cos A sin B, that is sin A plus B. So sin theta 1 plus theta 2. So this is cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 plus theta 2. Therefore, Z1, Z2 is equal to product of the modulus R1, R2 into sum of the arguments theta 1 plus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 plus theta 2. The third property is Z1 by Z2. Z1 is equal to R1 cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1. Z2 is equal to R2 plus cos theta, I sin theta 2. We need to prove that Z1, this is property 3. Z1 by Z2 is equal to R1 by R2 into cos theta 1 minus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 minus theta 2. Now to prove this, we are going to divide. So Z1 by Z2 is equal to Z1 value is given to be R1 cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 divided by R2 into cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2. Now R1 by R2 is constant, so we can take R1 by R2 constant outside. Now we need to eliminate I from the denominator, so we are going to multiply by its conjugate. We are going to rationalize the denominator. So cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 divided by cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2. We are going to multiply by cos theta 2 minus I sin theta 2 divided by cos theta 2 minus I sin theta 2. Now, if you are going to multiply, this is going to be into cos A cos B, cos theta 1 into cos theta 2, then I into I square plus sin theta 1 into sin theta 2. Now I into sin theta 1 plus I into sin theta 1 cos theta 2, then minus I into minus cos theta 1 into sin theta 2 divided by, now this is of the form A plus B into A minus B, so cos square theta 2 plus minus I square theta 2, I square sin theta 2. So this is equal to R1 by R2 into, so this is of the form cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So this is equal to cos A minus B, theta 1 minus theta 2. This is plus I into sin A cos B minus cos A sin B, sin A minus B. So sin theta 1 minus theta 2. And denominator, this I square is minus 1, it will become plus. So cos square theta plus sin square theta is going to be 1. Therefore, Z1 by Z2 is given to be R1 by R2 into cos theta 1 minus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 by minus theta 2. Hence, there are some properties of these arguments are argument of z1 z2 is equal to argument of z1 plus argument of z2. We have seen z1 into z2 equal to r1 r2 into cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 plus theta 2, where theta 1 is argument z1 and theta 2 is argument z2. Hence, argument of z1 z2 is equal to argument of z1 plus argument of z2. Similarly, argument of z1 by z2 is equal to argument of z1 minus argument of z2. Argument of z power n is equal to n into argument of z. We can write cos theta plus I sin theta as cos 2k pi plus theta plus I sin 2k pi plus theta, where k belongs to z. Now from the diagram, you can see minus 1 on the left side of the real axis and plus 1 on the positive side of the real axis, and I in the unit circle, let I denotes the top point of imaginary axis and minus I denotes the lower position of the imaginary axis. So, argument of z along the real axis, when z value is 1, there is no angle. Therefore, the argument of z is equal to 0. At the point of I, it has made a 90 degree of rotation. Therefore, the argument value is pi by 2. When it reaches the negative direction, that is minus 1, complete the angle between them is plus 1 to minus 1 is 180 degrees. Therefore, it is pi. Argument of z is pi. When it comes to minus I, the theta value is making a rotation of 270 degrees. So, it is minus pi by 2. So, in general, the argument value of z can be written as when theta is 0, it is 2n pi. When theta is pi by 2, then it is 2n pi plus pi by 2. When it is pi, it is 2n pi plus pi. And when it is minus pi by 2, it is 2n pi minus pi by 2. Therefore, the argument value theta, if it is first quadrant, then theta is equal to alpha. This is the first quadrant. This is second quadrant, and this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. So, first quadrant, it is theta minus alpha. In the second quadrant, your theta is equal to pi minus alpha. In the third quadrant, your theta value is equal to alpha minus pi. In the fourth quadrant, your theta is equal to minus alpha. So, we have to be very careful in finding out in which quadrant your theta lies. So, in the first quadrant, your theta is equal to alpha. In the second quadrant, theta is equal to pi minus alpha. In the third quadrant, theta is equal to alpha minus pi. And if it is in the fourth quadrant, then theta is equal to minus alpha. The first question, we are asked to write in polar form 2 plus 2 root 3i. So, let z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Now, your z is given to be 2 plus I into 2 root 3 is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. We know that r is equal to modulus of z, that is equal to root of x square plus y square. Your x value is 2. So, this is equal to root of 2 square plus 2 root 3 the whole square. So this is equal to root of 4 plus 12. This is equal to root 16. This is equal to 4. So R value is equal to 4. Now you know tan theta. The argument is equal to tan theta is equal to y by x. So your y value is equal to 2 root 3. Your x value is equal to 2. So this is equal to root 3 plus root 3. So tan theta is equal to root 3. Implies theta is equal to 60 degrees. That is pi by 3. So now this pi by 3 lies in the, pi by 3 is in which quadrant? First quadrant. Therefore, theta is equal to alpha. Therefore, we know that theta is equal to pi by 3. Hence, your z is equal to R value is 4 into cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. In the second question you are given z is equal to, this is equal to z. Z is equal to 3 minus I root 3. Therefore, if we write z is equal to R into cos theta plus I sin theta is in polar form. So we know R is equal to root of x square plus y square. So this is equal to root of 3 square plus minus root 3 the whole square. So this is equal to root of 9 plus 3. This will give you root 12. Now R value is equal to root 12. Now tan theta value is equal to, tan theta equal to y by x. Now y value is your minus root 3 and your x value is 3. So this goes here root 3 times. So this is equal to minus 1 by root 3. Tan theta is negative in the fourth quadrant. So see, tan theta is equal to minus 1 by 3, 1 by root 3. Indicates theta lies in, implies theta lies in fourth quadrant. So theta lies in the fourth quadrant. Therefore, theta is alpha is equal to minus theta. So here theta is equal to pi by 6. So therefore, as 3 minus I root 3 lies in the fourth quadrant, z is equal, your theta will be equal to minus pi by 6. Therefore, z is equal to, R value is root 12 into cos minus pi by 6 plus I sin minus pi by 6. So this will be equal to root 12 into cos pi by 6 minus I sin pi by 6. Cos of minus theta is cos theta and sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. Therefore, cos pi by 6 minus sin pi by 6. Now in the third question, z is given to be minus 2 minus 2i. So z is equal to minus 2 minus 2i. So r into z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Therefore, r is equal to root of x square plus y square. This is equal to root of minus 2 square plus minus 2 square. This is equal to root 4 plus root 4. This is equal to root 8. your tan theta is equal to y by x. This is equal to minus 2 by minus 2. This is equal to 1. Now tan theta is equal to 1. T implies theta is equal to pi by 4. But tan theta is positive in the third quadrant. Therefore, theta lies in the, therefore, is at minus 2 comma minus 2i lies in the third quadrant. Therefore, your alpha is equal to pi minus pi by 4. This is equal to 3 pi by 4. This is minus of pi minus pi by 4. Therefore, it is minus 3 pi by 4. Hence, your Z is equal to, R value is equal to root 8 into cos minus 3 pi by 4 plus I sin minus 3 pi by 4. This is equal to root 8 into cos 3 pi by 4 minus I sin 3 pi by 4. The next question is I minus 1 by cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Now let us try to simplify the numerator first. Therefore, let Z is equal to I minus 1. Z is equal to I minus 1. So this is equal to minus 1 plus I. Z is equal to minus 1 plus I. So let Z is equal to R into cos theta plus I sin theta, and that is equal to minus 1 plus I. This gives you R is equal to root of x square plus y square. This is equal to root of minus 1 the whole square plus 1 square. This is equal to root 1 plus 1 root 2. So R is equal to root 2. Next we are supposed to find out tan theta. So tan theta is equal to argument tan theta is equal to y by x. So y values n, x, y values, x values minus 1. So modulus of this value is your tan theta. So this indicates, this implies the point minus 1 comma I lies in the second quadrant. So as this point lies in the second quadrant, we know that theta is equal to, this theta is equal to pi minus alpha. So this is equal to pi minus your values tan theta, tan 45 is equal to 1. So here your alpha will be equal to tan 45, that is 45 degrees. This is equal to pi by 4. So this is pi minus pi by 4. So this will be equal to 3 pi by 4. Theta is equal to 3 pi by 4. So this implies Z is equal to R into, R value is root 2 into cos 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 pi by 4. Now to the question. Therefore, I minus 1 by cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3 is equal to, numerator we are going to get root 2 into cos 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 pi by 4 divided by cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Now this root 2 is R value, and this is your argument value. So argument of, we know that argument of Z1 by Z2 is equal to argument of z1 minus z2. So using this identity, this formula, we get this is equal to root 2 into cos 3 pi by 4 minus pi by 3 plus I sin 3 pi by 4 minus pi by 3. Now taking LCM, this is equal to root 2 into cos, taking 12 as LCM, 9 pi minus 4 pi plus I sin 9 pi minus 4 pi divided by 12. So this is equal to root 2 into cos 5 pi by 12 plus I sin 5 pi by 12. Now this is the value of I. So here this is equal to, this is I minus 1 by cos 5 by 3 plus I sin 5 by 3. So this can be cos 5 by 3 plus I sin 5 by 3 is equal to root 2 into cos 5 pi by 12 plus I sin 5 by 12, where this can be written in generalized form. This is equal to root 2 into cos 2k pi plus 5 pi by 12 plus I sin 2k pi plus 5 pi by 12, where k belongs to z. This is the generalized form for this question. This is the principal value and this is the general value for the question I minus 1 by cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Now in the second question, find the rectangular form of cos pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 6 into cos pi by 12 plus I sin pi by 12. We are going to make use of the property argument of z1, z2 is equal to argument of z1 plus argument of z2. We are going to make use of this property. So the given question will be equal to cos of pi by 6 plus pi by 12 plus I sin pi by 6 plus pi by 12. So this is equal to cos of, taking LCM as 12, 2 pi plus pi plus I sin 12 as LCM, 2 pi plus pi. So this is equal to cos 3 pi by 12 plus I sin 3 pi by 12. So this goes here 4 times, this goes here 4 times. So cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. Cos pi by 4 is equal to 1 by root 2 plus I sin pi by 4 value is root 2. So 1 by root 2. So this in rectangular form. So Z is equal to 1 by root 2 plus I 1 by root 2 is in the rectangular form. In the next question it is cos pi by 6 minus I sin pi by 6 by 2 into cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Once again we are going to use the argument z1 by z2 is equal to argument z1 minus argument z2 form. So the formula is argument z1 by z2 is equal to argument z1 minus argument z2. So the given question can be written as 1 by 2 into, this is z1 by z2. So this is equal to argument, this can be written as, this is equal to cos minus pi by 6 plus I sin minus pi by 6 divided by cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. So in the next step, this is going to be 1 by 2 into cos minus pi by 6 minus pi by 3 plus I sin minus pi by 6 minus pi by 3. So this is equal to 1 by 2 into cos minus 6 is your LCM, so pi plus 2 pi plus I sin minus pi plus 2 pi divided by 6. This is equal to 1 by 2 into cos 3 pi by 6 minus 3 pi by 6. So this will become pi by 2 plus I sin minus 3 pi by 6. So this is equal to 1 by 2 into cos pi by 2 minus I sin pi by 2. So sin 90 is 1, cos 90 is 0. So this is equal to half into 0 minus I. Therefore, Z is equal to minus I by 2 is rectangular form for the given question. In this given question, if x1 plus iy1 into x2 plus iy2 etc. xn plus in is equal to a plus ib given. And we are asked to prove this. So we are given x1 plus iy1 into x2 plus iy2 into x3 plus iy3 etc. xn plus iyn is equal to a plus ib. Now taking modulus on both sides. Taking modulus on both sides. What do we get? Mod of x1 plus iy1 into x2 plus iy2 etc. xn plus iyn is equal to mod of a plus ib. We know that modulus of z1 into z2 is equal to modulus z1 into modulus z2. Therefore, this gives modulus x1 plus iy1 into modulus x2 plus iy2 into modulus x3 plus iy3 etc. modulus xn plus iyn is equal to mod of a plus ib. Now modulus of x1 plus iy1 is root of x1 square plus y1 square into root of x2 square plus y2 square etc. root of xn square plus yn square equal to root of a square plus b square. Now squaring both sides, we get squaring both sides. What do we get? The square root sign will get vanish and you get x1 square plus y1 square into x2 square plus y2 square etc. xn square plus yn square is equal to a square plus b square. This is what we are asked to prove the first part. Now to prove the second part, we are going to take R, because the tan inverse yr by xr is nothing but argument. Therefore, we are going to taking argument on both sides. What do we get? Argument of x1 plus iy1 into x2 plus iy2 into x3 plus iy3 etc. xn plus iyn is equal to argument of a plus ib. Now argument of the product, argument of z1 plus z2 is equal to argument of z1 plus argument of z2. So this is going to be, this gives argument of x1 plus iy1 plus argument of x2 plus iy2 plus etc. argument of xn plus iyn is equal to argument of a plus ib. Now argument of x1 plus i1 is nothing but tan inverse y1 by x1. So this gives you tan inverse y1 by x1 plus tan inverse y2 by x2 plus tan inverse y3 by x3 etc. plus tan inverse yn by xn is equal to tan inverse b by a. Now finding the summation. So this is nothing but 1 to n. So we can take sigma r is equal to 1 to n tan inverse yr by xr is equal to, now this tan inverse b by a, the generalized value will be plus 2k pi. So this is equal to tan inverse, we can add plus 2k pi for the generalized value. So this is equal to tan inverse b by a plus 2k pi, where k belongs to the set of natural numbers. Now given 1 plus z by 1 minus z is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta. Cross multiplying this by 1. So cross multiplying we get 1 plus z is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta into 1 minus z. So this is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta minus z into cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta. Now bringing z term this side. So you are going to get z into cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta plus z is equal to, taking this one the other side, cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta minus 1. So z is equal to, from here you can take z common outside, z is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta plus 1 is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta minus 1. Therefore, we are going to get z is equal to cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta minus 1 divided by cos 2 theta plus I sin 2 theta plus 1. Now we can substitute the formula for cos 2 theta and sin 2 theta. We get cos 2 theta is equal to, we can write this is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square theta plus I into sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta cos theta minus 1 divided by cos 2 theta 1 minus 2 1 minus 2 sin square theta plus I into 2 sin theta cos theta plus 1. So in the next line we can see this plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled. So we get 2 sin square minus 2 sin square theta plus I into 2 sin theta cos theta. If we take 2 sin theta common outside, we are going to get this is equal to minus 2 sin theta into sin theta plus I cos theta divided by, from here now this is equal to, from here we can take, okay, 1 minus 2 sin theta into, we get here sin theta plus cos theta, I cos theta plus 1. So here we can write, instead of writing 1 minus 2 sin square theta, we can write 2 cos square theta minus 1. Cos 2 theta is 1 minus 2 sin square theta. We can write 2 cos square theta minus 1, so that this minus 1 and this plus 1 gets cancelled. We have 2 cos theta in common. So we can take here 2 cos theta into, we get cos theta plus I sin theta. So in the next line, if you wanted to take cos theta outside, we can write this is x plus iy is equal to I into y minus ix. See, if you multiply, I square will become minus 1 plus, so you get x here, iy. So x plus iy can be written as I into y minus ix. So we can use that formula here. So this will become plus 2 minus 2 gets cancelled, minus sin theta into sin theta plus cos theta divided by cos theta into this cos theta plus I sin theta can be written as minus I into sin theta. You can use this formula. You can use this x plus iy is equal to I into y minus ix for the numerator. So this becomes minus sin theta into, this is equal to I into cos theta minus I sin theta divided by cos theta into cos theta plus I sin theta. Now this can be written as, this is equal to cos theta plus sin theta, this minus we are going to take it in, this is equal to sin theta into minus I cos can be written as cos of minus theta plus I sin minus theta divided by cos theta into cos theta plus I sin theta. So this is equal to I sin theta. This minus can be taken out, and it can be written as I sin theta into cos theta plus I sin theta divided by cos theta into cos theta plus I sin theta. So this gets cancelled, gives you I into tan theta. This is equal to your left hand side is equal to your right hand side, hence root. Given cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma is equal to 0, also sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma is equal to 0. Mark this as 1, this as 2. Now you can multiply the second equation by I. We get I sin alpha plus I sin beta plus I sin gamma is equal to I into 0, that is equal to 0. It's the third equation. Now adding 1 and 3, we get cos alpha plus I sin alpha plus cos beta plus I sin beta plus cos gamma plus I sin gamma is equal to 0. Now this is of the form A plus B plus C equal to 0. So if A plus B plus C equal to 0, the algebra formula we have is A cube plus B cube plus C cube is equal to 3ABC. We know that. So using this formula we get, this implies, now we have this is A, this is B, this is C. This is equal to 0. Therefore A cube is what? Cos alpha plus I sin alpha the whole cube plus cos beta plus I sin beta the whole cube plus cos gamma plus I sin gamma the whole cube. This will be equal to 3 into cos alpha plus I sin alpha into cos beta plus I sin beta into cos gamma plus I sin gamma. So A cube plus B cube plus C cube is equal to 3ABC. So what does this give? This implies, now the whole power, then this becomes the angle cos 3 alpha. We have z power m the whole power n. So using the identity property of the complex number, this power will become the angle. So that this gives the next step, cos 3 alpha plus I sin 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus I sin 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma plus I sin 3 gamma is equal to 3 into, see, product of the cos alpha plus I sin alpha into cos beta plus I sin beta gives you, we'll add the angle, that is argument will be added. So this is equal to 3 into cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma plus I sin alpha plus beta plus gamma. Argument of Z1, Z2, Z3 is equal to argument of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Using that formula we get, property we get 3 into cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma plus I sin alpha plus beta plus gamma. Now this can be rewritten as cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma plus, you can take I common outside from the sign. So I into sin 3 alpha plus sin 3 beta plus sin 3 gamma is equal to, we have 3 into cos alpha plus beta plus gamma plus I sin alpha plus beta plus gamma. Now equating the real and imaginary part. Equating the real and imaginary part. What do we get? Cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos 3 gamma is the real part. Here it is 3 cos alpha beta gamma is the real part. So equating that we gives cos 3 alpha plus cos 3 beta plus cos 3 gamma is equal to 3 into cos of alpha plus beta plus gamma. Equating the imaginary part we get sin 3 alpha plus sin 3 beta plus sin 3 gamma is equal to 3 sin alpha plus beta plus gamma. So here all that we have to remember is this identity. If A plus B plus C is equal to 0, A cube plus B cube plus C cube is equal to 3ABC. Using this algebraical identity, we are solving this question. Here, if Z is equal to X plus IY and the argument of Z minus I by Z plus I is equal to pi by 4, then show that x square plus y square plus 3x minus 3y plus 2 equal to 0. We are given argument of z minus I by z plus 2 is equal to pi by 4. We know that argument of z1 by z2 is equal to argument of z1 minus argument of z2. We know this property. So we are going to use this property to simplify this. So this gives you argument of z minus I minus argument of z plus 2 is equal to pi by 4. So this is can be written as argument of z is what, x plus iy minus I minus argument of x plus iy plus 2 is equal to pi by 4. So in the next line this gives you, we are going to group real and imaginary part. So this is argument of x plus I into y minus 1 minus argument of x plus 2 plus iy is equal to pi by 4. Now argument of this is equal to tan inverse y by x. So this is equal to tan inverse y. In the place of y we have y minus 1 by x minus tan inverse, here it is y by x plus 2. This is equal to pi by 4. Now we know that trigonometry formula, tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. Formulas tan inverse x minus y by 1 plus xy. This is a trigonometry formula. You must have studied last year. Tan inverse x minus tan inverse y is equal to tan inverse x minus y by 1 plus xy. Now we are going to use this identity to simplify this. So this is equal to, we are going to get this gives tan inverse y minus 1 by x minus y by x plus 2 divided by 1 plus y minus 1 by x into y by x plus 2 tan inverse equal to pi by 4. Now simplifying this gives tan inverse, LCM is x into x plus 2. So this will be x plus 2 into y minus 1 minus xy divided by x into x plus 2 plus y into y minus 1 divided by x into x plus 2 is equal to pi by 4. Now this gets cancelled. So this divided by this is equal to, this gives you, if you are going to multiply xy plus 2y minus x minus 2 minus xy divided by x square plus 2x plus y square minus y is equal to, when you take tan that side, this will be equal to tan pi by 4. Tan pi by 4 value is 1. So cross multiplying we get, this gives you plus xy minus xy gets cancelled. 2y minus x minus 2 is equal to x square plus 2x plus y square minus y. Taking everything one side, this is going to be, this gives you x square plus 2x plus y square minus y minus 2y plus x plus 2 is equal to 0. So simplifying this, you get x square plus y square. Next we have got 2x plus x gives you plus 3x minus y minus 2y gives you minus 3y plus 2 is equal to 0.